Joining us now is Rick Smith, TASER founder and also moderator of, and this is a long title, You Will Get Hacked, What Every Chief Needs to Know About the Threats and Even Bigger Opportunities in Cyberspace. This is the presentation you're giving, so tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I've paired up with Mark Goodman. Mark Goodman is one of the leading experts on cybersecurity, and obviously I'm passionate about bringing technology to law enforcement. Started a company in a garage and built tasers. And
look where you are today.
It's been a wild run. And we've also built the largest cloud-hosted platform called evidence.com. It's kind of like iTunes for police. So I'm going to be talking about the promise of what technology can do for law enforcement. It's time to put the typewriter away and get on the smartphone. And then Mark Goodman's going to provide the counterbalancing side that while technology can do a lot of good, it comes with some risks. And I think the main point of what we're trying to convey to police chiefs is technology is so important in every aspect of our lives here in 2015, and it's going to get more important. You can't ignore it. If you're a chief, you've got to be engaged in thinking about how do we have a good tech strategy for our agency.
Well, speaking to that, what are some of the trends you're seeing? I know ideally we're all segueing into technology and using these great new toys and the internet, but what are you actually seeing in law enforcement?
Yeah, so I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to tell you the internet is going to be big.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good prediction.
Yeah. I'm being a little bit facetious in that, sometimes it's harder for government agencies to move quickly.
Yeah.
And we've seen the internet has disrupted everything from the music industry to the movie industry to travel agents, and banking's all moved online. And it's happening now in law enforcement. We're getting out of this idea of doing things on paper. We're getting out of this idea of even burning things to disk. When was the last time you burned a disk in your personal life?
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't. You do it online, mobile. You're connected and not allowing society to move at the speed of the internet. The same thing has to happen with law enforcement. We cannot stay on yesterday's technology stack. And that's a lot of what I'll be talking about is it does require some thinking, the way we change the way we think as a police chief, but it actually doesn't require doing anything different than what we've already adapted to in our personal lives. Where if you want email, you don't even think about, I'm going to go buy an email server and install it in my basement. No, you get an iPhone or an Android phone and you plug into Gmail or Apple Mail. We need agencies to think the same way because police departments are not technology companies. They shouldn't have to be. They need to focus on public safety and find the right partners that can deliver their technology in a connected way over the internet. And then also, of course, you need to make sure you're picking the right partners and that you've got, it's also shifting the type of staff you need because you need a lot more focus now on information security rather than hiring people that can plug in hard drives and, be connecting network switches within your building. So the skill set's evolving, but it has so much opportunity to have a massive impact on law enforcement and make the world a safer place.
Well, speaking to security, if you're using the cloud and the internet and storing information in the ether, for lack of a better word, there are inherent vulnerabilities to that. It's not like typing up a piece of paper and keeping it in a safe.
Yep, absolutely. And that's actually a great analogy. It used to be we would think about our money would be safest if we kept it at home, right? I put my money under the mattress. Well, over time, I think we've all gotten comfortable. My money is actually safer in the cloud. And when I say that, your money's sitting in a bank, and how do you access it and how do you pay your bills? You're doing it over the internet. So there's actually very well-structured technologies that we trust our money with. We trust our most personal emails and sensitive information. The financial industry runs over the internet. And so our point with law enforcement is, even though it might initially feel safer to do it yourself, is your information security team at a police agency really world-class? Or, for example, like Microsoft is one of the big vendors here.
Sure.
Maybe you're better to have Microsoft run your servers rather than you running your Windows servers in-house. And if you start to think that way about all your technology, what happens is you get out of the business of buying stuff that you've got to figure out and configure at your agency, and instead you plug into your vendors and you say, hey, you know what? I'm holding you responsible for this. We're going to go patrol the streets and keep the world safe. And use a technology vendor, you're responsible for making sure that you're giving us world-class capabilities and that together we're keeping our data safe.
And you're speaking on Tuesday, right?
We're speaking on Tuesday. It was going to be in the afternoon, but I hear there's a special guest that's coming and they rescheduled us to the morning.
Yeah, the president will do that. Sometimes he'll bump your schedule. All right, Rick Smith, TASER founder, thank you for your time. Enjoy the conference.
Thanks.